We can all feel it in our gut. We can feel it in our heart that things are deeply, deeply wrong. Both parties have been making terrible decisions for the past 20 years that we are all now paying for. And we see a system that is rigged for a powerful few. People are frustrated. They're angry. There's still a lot of places where there aren't enough jobs, and the jobs they do have, they're not paying enough. Their health care costs more, college tuition costs more, and so people are working harder and they're getting less. My mom and dad, they're career public servants working for the Department of Defense. They got stationed at Scott Air Force Base. And after we lived all over the world, we came here, and this became our home. I went off to college at the University of Notre Dame. I was able to afford that ridiculous tuition cost because of a scholarship from Uncle Sam, because I served in the United States Navy. You see through those doors right down that hallway is where my wife and I met in the 6th grade, and Mrs. Peterson's homeroom class proposed to her in that same hallway. Well, after I got out of law school, I wanted to continue to serve in some way. I was the elected state's attorney. My job as a prosecutor over the years has been to listen. Those folks that are in Congress voted to take health care coverage away from thousands of veterans, make it more expensive for the elderly, reduce our coverage, make it more expensive for everybody, because that's what Paul Ryan tells them to do. Also, they can pass some tax cut, which is just a bunch of money for people that already have a lot of money. And that's just wrong. As state's attorney, we fought the big banks. We're fighting big pharma. We stood up for victims of sexual assault and domestic violence. We fought against corruption, even against people that are in my own party. We took on those tough fights because it was the right thing to do. There are times in our country's history where the fate of the nation is decided by people who are willing to show some courage, step up, and do what they can to help the country. That's why I decided to run for Congress. We've got to be willing to listen and take on those tough fights. It's the right thing to do for the people of Southern Illinois, and it's the right thing to do for this country.